Fear is a constant in life. It shows up in the decisions we avoid, the risks we refuse, and the dreams we delay. But what if fear wasn't an obstacle, but an opportunity? What if we learned to face it, and in doing so, found the courage to live more fully? In this powerful and inspiring story, Overcoming Fear, a Stoic's Journey to Courage, we follow Alex, a man whose life has been shaped by fear and hesitation. Through the teachings of Stoic philosophy, Alex learns to confront his fears head-on and transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. From missed chances in his past to stepping into the unknown, Alex's journey demonstrates that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. This video will inspire you to face your own challenges and live more fully. On a beach trip, Alex stands at the edge of a cliff, staring down at the water. His breath is shallow, his heart pounds in his chest. He's been here before, many times, but he's never jumped. The fear always holds him back. For as long as Alex can remember, fear has been his silent companion, dictating his decisions and keeping him within the confines of his comfort zone. His fear isn't just about this jump. It's about every choice he's been too afraid to make. Flashback. A younger Alex sits in a classroom, staring at a piece of paper. It's an application for a prestigious art scholarship, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He's worked on his portfolio for months, but when the deadline approaches, he hesitates. His mind fills with doubts. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? He crumples the application and throws it away. That day, fear won. Alex let his doubts rob him of a dream. He didn't pursue art, and that choice has haunted him ever since. Back in the present, Alex watches as others leap fearlessly from the cliff into the water below. Their laughter echoes through the air, but he remains frozen, unable to take that step. As he walks away, a sense of defeat washes over him. Alex, in his everyday life, he sits in a cubicle at a job he tolerates, surrounded by the familiar rhythm of emails and spreadsheets. He listens to his coworkers talk about exciting side projects and travel plans, smiling politely but never contributing. Inside, he feels stuck, trapped by the safety of routine and the fear of failure. That evening, Alex is flipping through an old book when a quote jumps out at him. Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The words resonate deeply. He rereads them over and over as if something has finally clicked. For the first time, Alex began to realize that his fear wasn't external. It wasn't the cliff or his job or missed opportunities. The fear lived within his own mind, and if he could control his thoughts, perhaps he could control his fear. Determined to understand more, Alex starts reading about Stoic philosophy. He discovers the concept of amor fati, the idea of embracing everything that happens as necessary, as part of one's growth. Another quote from Marcus Aurelius catches his attention. "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Alex begins to see his fear differently. It's no longer a barrier, it's a path. And if he wants to grow, he needs to walk it. The next day at work, Alex's manager asks for a volunteer to lead a challenging new project. Normally, Alex would shrink into his seat, waiting for someone else to step up. But this time, his hand rises before he can second-guess himself. His heart races, but he feels an unfamiliar thrill, one of stepping into the unknown. This was Alex's first small act of courage. It wasn't easy, and the path ahead wasn't smooth, but it was the first time he chose to act despite his fear. When Alex ran the new project, it doesn't go perfectly. There are moments of frustration, missed deadlines, and mistakes. He doubts himself, tempted to quit. But he remembers the Stoic teaching. The obstacle is the way. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Alex said to himself, "I'm not supposed to be perfect. This is how I learn. I don't need to control the outcome, just my effort." With each setback, Alex adapts, learning to solve problems and manage stress in a way he hadn't before. He starts practicing Stoic exercises, negative visualization, imagining the worst-case scenarios, and realizing that even in failure, life would go on. This mental exercise helps him desensitize to fear. He journals every night, reflecting on his day and noting each moment when fear tried to control him. Time passes, and Alex begins to change. He starts taking small risks outside of work, joining a community group, picking up a hobby he'd long abandoned, and even thinking about the art he once loved. He realizes that he spent too much of his life waiting for the right moment, a moment that may never come. One day, after weeks of reflecting and practicing, he pulls out an old sketchbook. The first line he draws feels shaky, but it's a step forward. It's not about being perfect anymore. It's about doing the things he's always feared. Alex was learning that courage wasn't the absence of fear. It was moving forward despite it, and each time he acted, the fear grew quieter, less powerful. Months later, Alex returned to the cliff. Alex stands at the edge once again, the familiar rush of anxiety coursing through him. But this time, something is different. The fear is still there, but it doesn't paralyze him. The waves below seem calmer, less threatening. Alex said to himself, "I've faced worse. This fear, it's not going to stop me anymore." Without overthinking it, Alex takes a deep breath and steps forward. Time slows as he falls through the air, the wind rushing past him, and when he hits the water, it's not the terror he once imagined. It's freedom. Alex's story is one of transformation, not because he banished fear, but because he embraced it. He realized that the things we fear most are often the very things that lead to our greatest growth. Months later, Alex launched his own small business, something he had always dreamed of, but never believed he could achieve. The challenges are real. The risks are high, but he's no longer afraid of failing. He's learned to embrace uncertainty, using each obstacle as a stepping stone. One evening, he meets with an old friend who's been struggling with their own fear of starting a new career. Alex shares his journey, his failures, and how Stoic philosophy helped him turn fear into action. A friend asked Alex, "I don't know how you did it." Alex replied, "I don't know either. I'm just starting out. The fear was always there. It just wasn't in control anymore." As Alex reflects on his journey, he stands in front of the small business he's built, a place he once only dreamed about. The challenges are still there. The risks and uncertainties haven't vanished, but the fear that once held him back now serves as a guide, something to confront, not avoid. He smiles, knowing the leap he took wasn't just off a cliff, but into a new life, one where courage leads the way. Alex's story reminds us that fear is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control us. It can become the fuel that drives us forward, helping us grow stronger and braver. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving ahead despite it. As Marcus Aurelius said, what stands in the way becomes the way. The question is, what fear is standing in your way? What challenge are you avoiding? Remember, the courage to act is within you, waiting for a decision. Will you take the first step today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories of courage. And if Alex's journey inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more lessons on Stoicism, overcoming challenges, and living a life filled with purpose. Thanks for watching.